Hello everyone, I'm your digital host Tatyana White and welcome back to another episode of the 48 Recap, the one-stop shop to catch up on some of the top news stories of the week, including more details in a multi-boat crash at Smith Lake that killed 3 men in April, the latest on the government shutdown, and the exciting new move for Rock the South. And so I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend so far. Please feel free to comment any weekend plans you have or just comment to say hello. And for me, my weekend plans, I'll probably just be binge watching a show, eating something good. And I'm so happy it's October. Happy October, one of my favorite seasons, times of the year. Definitely not great for allergies. I feel like my allergies have been all over the place, but holiday season is coming up, so that's always really exciting. Football season is here, which is also really exciting. And it's just a wonderful time of year. So I hope you all are enjoying October, enjoying all the changes happening and the weather and all that good stuff. And let's get into this weekend's recap. So one of our top news stories this week is the big story all around nationally, which is the government shutdown. But before we get into that, on Friday, we had some new developments come out about a boat crash that killed 3 men in April. And so those 3 men that were killed in that crash were John Clark, Jeffrey Little, and Snead Councilman Joey Broome. And there were actually 2 wrongful death lawsuits that have been filed by families of the victims. And yesterday, R48's Nick Ballinger, he went to a press conference at the Coleman District Attorney's Office where more information was released about the crash, including a very tragic video of that collision and information on the boat driver's indictment. And so we're just going to take a listen to what Nick covered in this developing story.
This video shows a calm Sunday morning on Smith Lake on April 16th, until this boat appears from the right side of the screen. It's what happens next that quickly turns the day dark. Investigators say professional angler Flint Davis, during a Major League Fishing tournament, slams into a parked guide boat, killing 44-year-olds John Clark and Jeffrey Little and 48-year-old Joey Broome, and injuring 2 others. The impact's so powerful, Davis's boat goes airborne. Davis is now charged with 3 counts of manslaughter.
There are rules of the road when it comes to the water, just like there is on the highway. And we want the public to understand and follow these rules and to appreciate the dangers of not doing so.
Coleman County District Attorney says Davis was going 67 miles per hour for at least a mile in the direct path of the guide boat. Attorney Hunter Garnett is representing the family of Joey Broome in a civil lawsuit against Davis.
And so this is the first big step towards the family not only seeking justice in terms of the criminal case, but also the civil case. I am a bit surprised at 67 miles per hour. That's very, very fast, especially on the water.
Davis is also charged with 2 counts of assault, reckless operation of a vessel, failure to follow boating rules, and boating without a license. Prosecutors say he was not licensed in his home state of Georgia or Alabama. And as for cause,
alcohol was not a factor. The weather was not a factor. Other vessel traffic was not a factor. Water conditions or other environmental conditions were not factors.
Marine Patrol officers say it was pure inattention to the water. In Coleman, Nick Ballinger, 48 on your side.
And so the grand jury that indicted Davis also had some recommendations for all fishing tournaments from now on in Alabama. And so those recommendations include all fishermen must have a boating license, take a safety course, and the tournament has a duty to protect everyone on the water. Now, circling back to another big story around the U.S. is the government shutdown. The government shutdown happened on Tuesday when bills from both sides failed in the Senate. And so this is the first shutdown since 2018, which lasted over a month, and Republicans are saying that Democrats won't pass a simple funding bill, and Democrats are saying they're trying to stop Republicans from stripping funding for health care for millions of American citizens. And so with both sides not coming to an agreement, it has left countless federal workers waiting in a limbo. And so we had 48's Faith Delp this week go out and speak to a newly retired president of the largest federal workers union at Redstone Arsenal, who has experienced plenty of government shutdowns before, and he shares his perspective on the current shutdown.
Abner Merriweather has worked and lived through at least 6 government shutdowns, and he says this is the first time that he has seen federal employees threatened with losing their jobs permanently.
Never experienced this before, no. It would have been normal furlough if the employee was not subject to the mass firing.
Merriweather has been the president of the American Federation of Government Employees for almost 15 years. Normally, he says the arsenal will give about 14 days notice before furlough so workers can plan accordingly. Merriweather said that didn't happen this time around, and if employees weren't watching the news, they might never know this was coming.
With such a short notice, if you haven't already prepared for it, it's too late.
Merriweather is advising everyone he can to save and cut expenses in their personal budgets right now. He doesn't know how long this shutdown will last, but he knows the longer it goes on, the more private businesses and people will be impacted.
If that happens, it's going to be a domino effect here in the Huntsville area.
And for employees with furlough, he says this time off is far from a vacation.
You're not going to be able to enjoy it because of the stress. Unforeseen stress, depression, because they're trying to make ends meet. There's a union prayer and my prayer that they end this shutdown quickly as possible.
Merriweather says to reach out to local churches if you need help with essentials, and calling congressmen and senators could help speed up this reopening. Reporting in Huntsville, Faith Delp, 48 News on your side.
This week, we also heard from local real estate experts, and they also shared their opinions on the government shutdown and how it could also slow down the housing market. And so this means there could be issues with federal loans. And for many of us, that have a significant impact on our lives when it comes to federal loans. And so 48's Callie Neese dug a little deeper into this, and she shares more on what this government shutdown could mean as far as real estate and federal loans go.
Real estate experts tell me that the government shutdown may cause a slowdown in the home buying process. Officials from the Huntsville Area Association of Realtors said the shutdown will have effects on some federal loans, like veterans loans and rural housing loans from the USDA. John Evans from Legend Realty told me that in the metro Huntsville area, many buyers are using those USDA loans and VA loans. Huntsville Area Association of Realtors officials say the USDA will halt insurance of new and direct guaranteed home loans, and any scheduled direct loan closing will be postponed. Evans says buyers and sellers alike will have to be patient because until the government is back up and running, there will be a lot of slowdowns like this.
That it may take a little patience as you're making offers. Sellers who have their homes on the market or have the homes under contract with a buyer, just setting the expectations that it's going to take a little bit of patience.
And for current government employees looking to get a loan from lenders, you may also struggle. Evans says any government employee who is furloughed during this time may have to wait to get approved for loans because lenders are going to want to see that you have a steady income. He adds that some buyers will just wait because of all of this.
It could cause some buyers to sit on the sidelines and wait till this is over before making offers on properties, but hopefully they'll get it resolved soon and be able to get back to business.
Evans says it's important to stay in contact with the lender because there will likely be delays in closings. Reporting in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
In some exciting news this week, Rock the South is moving to Decatur, and with the lineup coming in just a few days, plans are falling into place, and 48's Faith Delp has more on what you can expect from this new location and new move from Coleman to Decatur for Rock the South.
This entire open field will be a 150-acre concert venue for Rock the South in just months, and organizers say they're up for the task. Michael McBrayer is the Director of Governmental Relations with Peachtree Entertainment. Peachtree put on Rock the South in Coleman for over a decade without owning that land.
We are used to going into a farmer's field in another state and setting these events up sometimes in 7 days. So if you think about that, we've got more than that. We've got 8 months to go in there and really build something special. So it will be all hands on deck.
They now own this land, which in just months will turn into a massive venue with 2 stages, VIP areas, campgrounds with drainage systems, and more. And contracts for the stars who will be on stage here are in the works. In past years, Rock the South has brought artists like Morgan Wallen, Chris Stapleton, and Kid Rock to Coleman, Alabama. This festival moving to Decatur was a shock, even to Chase Grisham, who is the bridge between Decatur and Rock the South.
And it was just a dream to really have Rock the South come to Decatur. We were just going to do something a little different. But when that opportunity arose, obviously, you know, we kind of struck as hard as fast as we could.
Moving from Coleman to Decatur requires a shift in security as well. McBrayer says he is working closely with the police department and sheriff's office here to ensure everyone can have a safe and fun experience. McBrayer did tell me he has thoughts about more ideas and possibilities for this land, but they want to focus on Rock the South before expanding to any other events. Reporting in Decatur, Faith Delp, 48 News, on your side.
Yes, that is so exciting, and it seems like Decatur has big plans to make Rock the South even more amazing. And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at an incredible Huntsville Brazilian band called Nossa Samba, and they're actually also on the 2025 Grammy ballot, so that's so exciting and such a big accomplishment that is not easy at all. So it was such a pleasure talking to them, and I'll also give you all a sneak peek into news stories coming up in our evening newscast, and then we'll also take a look at some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas this weekend and more when we come back. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 48 Recap. This week I got to talk with 2 members of a Huntsville Brazilian cover band called Nossa Samba, and they are absolutely amazing. They have been performing in the Huntsville community for 7 years, and they just landed on the 2025 Grammy ballot for one of their songs. And so Charlotte Bell and Stanley, they joined me on 48 Now to share more on this exciting accomplishment.
We just released earlier in May of this year an album, and that was entitled Nossa Samba Americana. And there are 2 instrumentals on that song. Most of them are vocal leads. There are 2 instrumentals, and one of the instrumentals is the song that is up for Recording of the Year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're reaching out to, now is the process where we reach out to various voting members of the Recording Academy to, you know, just to try and entice them to listen to our music, to share it with others, and to consider voting for us for one of the top 5 places for nominations.
Yes, it was so great getting to talk with them, and it's so amazing that they were placed on the Grammy ballot. And I think it's just so cool how there's so many people from the Tennessee Valley that are just getting recognition for music. I know we have like 2 people from the Tennessee Valley that are on The Voice right now, so now having people from the Tennessee Valley and Huntsville that are on a Grammy ballot, it is so awesome. And I hope they get nominated. They are so talented. I saw Charlotte perform at the Around the World in 60 Minutes event, and she is absolutely so talented. And they're having a concert, Nossa Samba, at the Note Jazz Lounge here in Huntsville on Saturday, October 18th. So I would definitely recommend getting tickets for that. They're on sale right now. You can buy them on Eventbrite, the Note Jazz Lounge website, and on the Nossa Samba website. And right now they're doing an early bird special, so tickets are still pretty fairly priced. And then they'll also be honoring one of their bass players who recently passed away during this performance performance. So it's definitely going to be very special. And if you want to hear more about Nosa Samba and ways to connect with them, ways to listen to their music and everything, you can go to the full 48 Now interview, and that is available to watch at WAFF.com under our digital shows tab. And so now let's move on over to a few stories to look out for coming up in our evening newscast. A man from Huntsville died from his injuries he got in a car accident last month in September. The crash happened on US 72 near Gurley. And what happened with this crash is he collided head on with two different cars, and everybody pretty much that was involved in the crash was taken to the hospital. There were 4 other people that were injured, and the man who hit all the other cars, he was also taken to the hospital in September, but he passed away on October 2nd this past week. And so he did die from his injuries, and he was identified as 64-year-old Walter Stevens III. And the 4 other people that were taken to the hospital included a 1-year-old. And right now their conditions are not known, and the crash is still being investigated. And then another story to look out for is a woman in the Shoals area died on Friday after heavy machinery rolled on top of her. And this incident happened on Ellsboro Road in Colbert County. And the Colbert County Deputy Coroner, Matt Moore, he described the machinery as, quote, a large loader. And the woman who died was identified as 47-year-old Tanya Presley, and she was taken to the hospital where she later died from her injuries. And she's going to be having an autopsy done, but the coroner has ruled out foul play and said that this incident is still being investigated. And so you can tune into our evening newscast to hear more details on these stories and many others. Due to sports, we will not have a 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. show, but we will do a fast cast. So wherever you're watching the stream now, you'll be able to watch the fast cast and get that condensed version of our 5 o'clock news today. And if you're looking for a good event to check out, there are so many things happening in the area this weekend, many festivals actually. We all love a good festival, I feel. I know I enjoy festivals. I love the food and the energy and the live music, so I would definitely recommend going to any of the festivals that are happening this weekend, because there's so many out there going on. One festival that's happening this weekend is the Breakaway Music Festival presented by Celsius, and there's going to just be so much mix of music, culture, and just a community for festival goers. And I also hear that tonight DJ Diesel, aka Shaq O'Neal, is going to be there tonight, so you don't want to miss out on that. And it sounds like a really, really fun time. Tickets can be purchased on universe.com, and the festival will be today starting at 4 until 11 at the Orion Amphitheater. And if you're looking for another type of festival and you want to experience a bit of around the world in a day, there's something for that too. And so happening right now is the International Festival of North Alabama, also known as iFest. And this is just going to be a fun, multicultural extravaganza type of festival. There's going to be several global performances, lots of international food, an international showcase, vendors, free activities for the kids. And this is happening at Huntsville's JC Community Building until 4 this afternoon. And one of the best parts is it's free. There's free parking, no admission. The only thing they recommend is bringing like lawn chairs or blankets. Those are welcomed at the event as well. And then there is also the Tangled String Music and Arts Festival with lots of live music, art, food, and just community under the Huntsville sky. And this festival is going on until later tonight at John Hunt Park. And the last performer comes on at this festival tonight at 8:45. So plenty of time to go out there if you want to. You can buy tickets at tangledstringstudios.com. And then I have one more festival to tell you all about, and that's the Madison Street Festival, happening right now until 4 p.m. in downtown Madison. And this is a free festival with so much entertainment, performing arts, local businesses, arts, crafts. They have an area for children, for teens, so something for the whole family. There's going to be plenty of food vendors, a sponsor row, and just a time to just shop, learn, create, and enjoy fun time with your family. So there are just so many fun festivals today to choose from that are happening. I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to go to. So there's so many great ones. You can go to multiple if you can. Some are going on late, others are free. So there's something out there for everyone, something for the whole family. And then also the Broadway Theater League in Huntsville is having a really fun show this weekend, the Back to the Future show. And you can go check that out tonight at 7:30 p.m. And the last day to watch is tomorrow at 1 and then also at 6:30 at the BBC. And tickets for that can be purchased at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org. And so there's just so many fun events happening this weekend, from festivals to musicals, and then even the final Huntsville City FC match of the 2025 season. If you want to see them before the season ends, that would be something really fun to do as well. And so that match will be tomorrow at noon at Wicks Family Field. And also at this game, you will have the opportunity to support WAFF's very own Liz Hurley, because proceeds raised at this match will go towards her fund for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month that she does every month. And so that's a great way to support our very own Liz Hurley if you would like. And just definitely go out to some events today, at least maybe one, and just enjoy some time with your family, some fun time. There's so much going on this weekend. And anytime throughout the week, if you are looking for just a cool event to go to, you can always check out Huntsville.org's event tab and WeAreHuntsville.com's event calendar to see more events happening in the area. And I just love going on those sites just to see throughout the week what's going on, because there's so many events that you don't realize that are happening. So those are some great websites to go to if you're just looking for something to do throughout the week as well. And that is all I have today for the 48 recap. Thank you all so much for tuning in and sitting with me, just getting this recap of some of the top stories and some events and stories that are coming up. And don't forget to tune into 48's Weather Extra segments. Our meteorologists go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. and then also at 9:30 p.m. and every Saturday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. And today, forecaster Jada Russell will join you all here at 4:30 for another edition of Weather Extra. And she always does a great job. She's always engaging. She's awesome. So definitely tune in with Jada this afternoon if you can. And this is just another way to give you all extra insights on the latest weather forecast. And so make sure to download our 48 apps and follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you don't miss any updates on the news and weather. And speaking of having our apps downloaded, today again, we will not have a 5 or 6 p.m. show due to sports coverage. So if you have our app or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can catch us live at 5 p.m. tonight for our Fastcast, which is just a shorter, more condensed newscast. And we should still have a 10 p.m. show today, I believe, on TV. It might be a little delayed because of football, but we should still be on. So if you can't catch the Fastcast, you can always watch the 10 p.m. or you can go back and watch the Fastcast later throughout the day since it's on streaming. So whatever works for you today. And if you would like to stay connected with me throughout the week, please be sure to follow my Facebook page at Tatyana White, WAFF 48. And I would absolutely love to talk with any of you, connect with you all. If you have any story ideas you would like to share or just have something unique you would like to talk about on 48 Now for a sit-down interview, I would love to do that. So please feel free to share. Always feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, and take care, everyone. And I will not be here next Saturday. I will see you all again the following Saturday on the 18th. And so stay safe, go out, have so much fun this weekend, stay safe, and I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.